Hey folks, it's Earl. Just want to do a quick check-in. I'm going to be posting a video this weekend of the show. I want to film the opening, or at least before the opening. I'm going to take you, I'm trying to find some time alone in the gallery so that I can make a little YouTube video and share that with y'all. So far, I haven't had an opportunity to be in the gallery by myself, so I may have to do it in front of others, and I'm shy, but I'm going to do it. And there's also going to be a live streaming of it on Facebook. There's a woman who does a program called Artbeat from Santa Fe, and she's coming down to cover it. So maybe I'll post a link below if you want to check that out. And let's see what else. I am feeling good because I've got some major hurdles behind me. The artist talk, we have certain criteria that we have to meet to get our MFAs, and one is an artist talk, which I did last week, and that went really well, and it was also really interesting. I had to, well, I didn't have to. I traced kind of some mark-making techniques or symbology that I use in my work back to certain things and talked about that, and that was kind of interesting. But in that, I remembered there are a couple of there are many things that influence my paintings, but bats and flying squirrels are a couple of those things. And I was thinking about why that is. I knew it, but I didn't quite understand why until I had to prepare for this artist talk. And here's the thing. So let me just tell you the story. When I was, I don't know how old I was, 3 or 4, and me and my sister were spending the night with my Aunt Leona, and she had a bedroom in the front of the house, and there was a fireplace with a chimney. And we were sleeping, and a flying squirrel came sailing down the chimney and sailed across the bedroom. And we called my granddad, and he came running across the street with a shotgun and a broom. And luckily, he used the broom to usher this flying squirrel out of the house. But the flying squirrel really made an impression on me. And then bats. When I was a kid, I lived in the country, and we did country things, and bats were common. At night, we could stand in the yard, take pine cones, throw them up in the air, and the bats would swoop down to get the pine cones, and we could get the bats pretty close to us. But the shape of the bat's wings against the Georgia sky, it's really dark, made an impression. And I was thinking about bats and flying squirrels. So bats, to me, are like puppies with wings that seem to be made from antique furniture. And squirrels, flying squirrels aren't supposed to have wings or fly. And there was this other memory that came up in my talk. I'm thinking this is all related to being trans. So my very first memory, I am maybe 1, I don't know. I'm pre-verbiage. I'm not talking yet. And I'm sitting in my mother's lap in the den, and she has friends over. She and my dad have friends over. And the TV is on, and there's an old black and white movie playing, and the sound is down. And so the scene is of a city street at night, and it's raining. And the camera is focusing on a tree, and then the camera pans into a knot in the tree, and then closer to a hole inside the knot, and then closer, and you can see there's an eye in the tree, and the eye looks out at me and then looks to the right. And that really scrambled my little baby brain. Like, I was thinking, Does the tree have an eye? Is there someone in the tree? Is the tree a monster? What is a monster? Are we in places we shouldn't be? And I realized that the reason that memory is so visceral and evocative is because I believe it's connected to my transness. There was a little boy inside, and I knew it, and let me share one more story with you. When I was 8, we went to church, me and my family, and then after church, my family rode with my grandparents out to a restaurant in the middle of the country, and they said, your cousin owns this restaurant. And I thought that was odd because I'm from a small place. When I was born, I was baby 100. And I thought I knew everybody. So we get there, we pull up. It's a wooden two-story house, typical of houses in the early 1900s. And it's got a wraparound porch and rocking chairs on the front porch. It's well maintained. And there are a few cars in the yard parking lot. And so we go in, and we're greeted by the owner, my cousin. And he's a stocky man. He's wearing a dark suit, and his hair is like mine, slicked back. And we all go in, and we sit in a dining room at this big oval mahogany table. And he stands off, to the side so he's not looking at us, but he's making sure that we don't need anything. And I just keep looking at him. And after dinner, we went back to my grandparents' house, and I got my grandmother alone in the den. And I said, Grandmama, was that a man or a woman? And my grandma said, honey, that is your cousin. Not everyone's the same, and we love him. And that's all she said. And I knew that guy's like me. I've learned that, well, I don't want to talk too much more about him because I don't believe he's alive anymore. But the other thing that struck me is he's out here isolated, in the middle of the country. And he is so brave and found a way to carve a life for himself, have a business and serve people dinner in a place where people are killed, at least banished or shunned. Where I'm from, it's not uncommon to have your family push you aside, or the community ostracize you. And it seemed a very lonely but satisfying way to live. And I still, obviously to this day, think about him. And he was such a strong and impressive role model for me. I wish I could thank him. I'm not in touch with my family, and I was trying to find out more about him from my mother, and I got a little information, but not really enough. And she tells me that she thinks he's deceased. So, but anyway, I just wanted to share those things with you that my artist talk brought back to me. And it really does make the show and everything that's going on right now so much sweeter to have this kind of retrospective understanding of what made me and what makes my art. And the other thing, and I'm going to close with this because I have to teach in a little bit. The other thing that struck me is even though I felt like an interloper and an outsider, I don't really right now, I don't think I feel like that anymore. And one thing that I learned is how connected we are. I feel like the thing in my painting, people respond to my paintings, and I think what they're responding to is something that we share. And my paintings give equal, well, actually, I think ugliness might be higher in the hierarchy, but beauty and ugliness have to both exist in the painting. And all these different signifiers that I use to describe myself. And I think a part of me was thinking I'm describing myself because I'm so unique. But actually, what I've learned is that what I'm describing are the things we have in common, the things that are familiar. And so even in that first memory of mine, of seeing that tree with the eye in it, I lost my train of thought. I was tied to that. Oh well, I'll rewind this and then I'll be able to figure it out. But anyway, it's a great week, and I'm exhausted, but I feel good coming into the home stretch. The opening is Saturday night, and there are a lot of things to be excited about. My partner and I are doing well, and yeah, we just, we worked in the yard this weekend, and now the yard looks really good, and I feel satisfied, and life is good. I'm happy and stoked for the future. So I hope y'all have a great week, and I will see you in a few days.